Shortly after 3 a.m. this morning, officers were dispatched to a shooting in the 3000 block of South Broadway. While en route to the call, officers were advised that individuals had ran into 3039 South Broadway into an apartment there. Several officers went to that location where they were able to locate 4 individuals in that apartment. Those individuals were brought to the city building and are currently upstairs. Upon initial arrival, the officers located a 46-year-old female that had a gunshot wound to the head. She was transported to a local hospital where she was treated and released. It ended up being a graze wound. As the officers were conducting the investigation on scene, they were conducting a neighborhood. They located a bullet hole in another trailer in the trailer park. Upon checking that trailer, they located an 8-year-old female that had received a gunshot wound and was pronounced on the scene. Currently, we're talking to 4 individuals. We are also looking for a vehicle, which is a 2011 Ford Focus with a Kansas license tag of 511 Edward Victor Paul. Upon talking to some of the witnesses, it appears that a disturbance started out at 3039 South Broadway with an individual in this car and the individuals that were at the apartments or hotel. Shots were fired at 3039 South Broadway. An individual chased the car into, at 3039 South Broadway. Individual chased the car on foot to 3041 South Broadway, where he then continued firing at the car as it traveled westbound through the trailer court. That is when the 2 different trailers were struck.
So the car you're looking for may have gunshots to it?
May have bullet holes in it, yes.
Was the little girl sleeping?
The little girl was asleep. There was also 2 other children ages 4 and 6 in that same bedroom.
Where was she shot?
She received 1 gunshot wound to the head.
And did anybody realize she'd been shot?
No.
Until police?
No.
So you guys were just knocking on doors? The parents went and checked on her? Or?
That is correct.
Were the parents aware that their mobile home had been struck by the bullet?
No, she was not until the officers contacted her and pointed out the hole. Then they went back inside and found the child.
Where was the hole? Was it through a window or through?
Through the side of the trailer.
Was there an exchange of fire between the car and this suspect on foot?
We're still investigating that. We do not know.
The woman that was hit in the head and grazed, was she in the second mobile home?
She was in a mobile home just east of where the 8-year-old female was. She was on the couch in her living room with her husband and her daughter watching a movie.
Do you know what started this altercation between this individual and the car?
We're trying to figure that out right now.
Any indication at this point how many shots were fired?
Not yet.
Just several, it's fair to say several.
Numerous shots were fired.
You're still searching the neighborhood for evidence?
Yes, we are. We have several teams out there now.
Is there any indication this is gang related?
No.
So it's determined it is not gang related, or
We do not believe it's gang related, no.
So are you ruling her as a homicide then, and how many would that be for this year, if you know?
Is that 17? 17.
You may have covered this earlier, and forgive me if I'm asking you to repeat yourself, but as I understand it, the guy in the apartments or came out of the apartments fired at the person in the car, but you don't know yet whether the person in the vehicle fired back. Is that correct?
That is correct.
You're not actively looking for anybody else. You have the 4 people that you're interested in custody?
No, we're still trying to locate the individual that's in the black Ford Taurus, Ford Focus, and we're trying to locate any other witnesses out there that may have seen anything.
Are there particular numbers they should call if they want?
You can call the homicide section at 268-4181 or Crime Stoppers.
You know what the relationship might be between the driver of the Focus and the 4 suspects that you're you've already questioned or are questioning?
Not at this point.
Do you know who fired the shots that went into these homes?
We believe we do.
And is that one of the people that's in custody right now?
Yes. Anything else?
The vehicle you're looking for has Kansas plates, so have you been able to figure out who it belongs to? Is it just a matter of time before you find it, or what?
We know who it belongs to, but that is not the individual that is driving the car right now.
Car stolen then?
We're treating it as a stolen car at this point.
Todd, when you see something like this, yes, I mean, you guys have seen a lot over the years, but when you see something like this, it's gotta be heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's very difficult. There's no words to describe seeing a 8-year-old sleeping in her bed with a gunshot wound.
You have the genders of the victim's siblings, the 6-year-old and 4-year-old.
The 4-year-old is a female, 6-year-old is a male.
Were they all sleeping in the same bed, or did they have their own beds?
They were basically sleeping in the same bed.
Did your mother ever check on them and that she maybe had missed it or something, that the child had been shot?
They hadn't, I don't believe that the mother even had heard the original shots. She just did not know. She was woken by the officers when they arrived.
Can you give an estimate of the distance between the apartments and the mobile home that was hit?
About 50 yards.
Huh?
About 50 yards.